Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel Deface Games. 2023 is shaping up to be an amazing year for PC gaming with a ton of highly anticipated titles set to release. In this video, we'll be counting down the best upcoming PC games of 2023 which are 100% confirmed to be available on Steam. Let's just start with our first pick. First game we have is Stalker 2, Heart of Chernobyl, a long-awaited and delayed game. It is post-apocalyptic, open-world first-person shooter from the classic Stalker series, where players explore the Chernobyl exclusion zone set after the second massive explosion of 2006, which is now full of dangerous enemies, deadly anomalies, and powerful artifacts. The exploration of world is its key highlight, which is full of radiation, mutants, and secrets. The choices you make in game will set your story as you go deep into the heart of Chernobyl. The story is non-linear with a variety of paths that can lead to one of the several endings. Also, it has hardcore survival mechanics like hunger, sleeping, bleeding, radiation effects, so players need to tread very carefully. Hands down, it has one of the best visual and post-apocalyptic atmosphere we have ever seen in years. Second game we are waiting for is Starfield. Developed by Bethesda Game Studios, it was announced back in 2018, but finally going to release in first half of 2023. It is a single-player action role-playing game set in a space-themed world, in which players traverse a region 50 light-years away from our solar system called the Settled Systems. The year is 2310, and the two largest factions of the game are engaged in a conflict called the Colony War. The player assumes the role of a customizable character who is a member of Constellation, an organization of space explorers. The game can be played in either first or third-person perspective. Bethesda's new game engine seems promising, but the story and setting have already sold the game for many of us.
Forever.
Next upcoming game we have is Atomic Heart. It is going to be a FPS action role-playing game. The story takes place in the alternate reality Soviet Union of 1955, where robotics have advanced to insane levels. The main protagonist is a mentally unstable special agent sent to take out these haywire robots. The combat in the game consists of shooting and slashing with strange cool weapons. There is also a crafting system where the weapons can be built or upgraded from parts of robots. Ammo seems to be pretty scarce in the game. There is a quick-time function. Also, the player wears a special glove, which grants him powers such as telekinesis, freezing, and electrocution, which can be combined with weapons damage. This is going to be a wacky FPS with massive potential. Next title is Vampire: The Masquerade, Bloodlines 2. Which is going to be an action role-playing game. It is direct sequel to Bloodlines 1 of 2004. The game follows a human who is killed and revived as a thin blood vampire with relatively weak vampiric powers. The place is set to 21st century Seattle, a city full of dangerous characters and factions, and as everyone has hidden agendas of their own. The player assigns upgradable powers before joining one of several clans. In most situations, players can approach situations in a number of ways, like go head-on fighting or go stealth mode, because you are going to need everything at your disposal to keep yourself ahead. The story is well written and full of intriguing characters that may provide a worthwhile experience. Nextly we have is Forspoken, another delayed title, an exploration and parkour-based adventure RPG. Forspoken follows the journey of Fry, a young New Yorker transported to the beautiful and cruel land of Athia. In search of a way home, Fry must use her newfound magical abilities to traverse sprawling landscapes and battle monstrous creatures. Forspoken showcases a desolated fantasy world where magical spells and a sentient bracelet help the protagonist in her battle against evil force known as the Break. It is a classic fish-out-of-water story. Heroine is magically whisked away to the fantasy world, where she's not only capable but she's incredibly powerful. Fry will use magical spells to battle mutated creatures and traverse a vast, open world using magic parkour. Next upcoming title we have is Hogwarts Legacy. It is an immersive, open-world action RPG from the Harry Potter universe. The timeline is set to Hogwarts of the 1800s, and the environment and story is set as world first introduced in the Harry Potter books, but the players can take control of their adventure, which may advance the story to multiple endings. Players can explore and discover magical beasts, customize their character and craft potions, master spell casting and upgrade talents. Your character is a student who holds the key to an ancient secret that threatens to tear the wizarding world apart. Players can make allies, battle dark wizards, and ultimately decide the fate of the wizarding world. The game does start in plot from the books, but players can progress the story in many unwritten ways.
The Legacy of Hogwarts.
Next very anticipated game we have is Hollow Knight Silksong. It is the epic sequel to Hollow Knight, the award-winning action-adventure game where you play as Hunter Hornet and journey across all new lands ruled by Silk, and battle through hordes of bugs and beasts to uncover ancient secrets tied to your past. In this new title, Hornet gets new powers which helps her to solve mysteries as she ascends to the kingdom's peak. The combat is full of acrobatic action with many new moves, weapons, traps, and mechanisms to keep your enemies busy. There are over 150 new enemies including beasts, assassins, monsters and knights. Players can also hunt down rare beasts and complete side quests. The game's score also deserves a spotlight as it adds many heart-thumping boss themes to the adventure. Next upcoming game we have is The Day Before. It is an open-world MMO survival set in a deadly, post-pandemic America overrun by flesh-hungry zombies and survivors killing each other for food, weapons, and cars. Your primary goal is to survive at all costs, search the abandoned vehicles, houses, and skyscrapers as you scavenge for resources to keep yourself going. There are other players also who you may get into fight and may end up becoming a legend of this new world. The game features a big post-pandemic world. Players get to explore these beautiful yet dangerous places with many vehicles. Players will eventually find a survivor colony and there they can sell their loot and communicate safely with other players. This may end up as best zombie game of 2023. Next title we are featuring is Ark 2. It is an upcoming open-world multiplayer survival game full of dinosaurs. As you may have already guessed, it's sequel to the massive popular Ark from 2017. Basically every aspect of the Ark series has been rethought and redesigned in this chapter. Also the game uses new Unreal Engine 5 and looks really amazing. The protagonist finds himself suddenly awakening on a strange primal world filled with dinosaurs and humans, struggling for dominance. Now he must piece together the history of how he got there while teaming up with other heroes, one of whom is Vin Diesel playing as Santiago, fighting against the dark forces. You can also ride the dinosaurs and fight in mounted battles against the so-called Eretai people who attack you riding their own tamed dinosaurs. Last game we have is Sons of the Forest. It's upcoming open-world, horror survivor game with multiplayer. The player is sent to find a missing person on a remote island, but finds himself trapped in a cannibal-infested forest. Now he needs to craft, build, and fight in order to survive. Players can go solo or play with friends in co-op mode. Players do have lots of freedom to tackle the world how they want to, like what you do and where to go. There are no NPCs giving orders to you. The world is inhabited by a range of mutated creatures, some of whom are almost human-like, and others who are not. The game also has changing seasons which affect the world, making the survival resources extremely scarce in winters. It seems like winters are harsh, even in games. Well, that's it for our list of the best upcoming Steam PC games of 2023. Don't forget to like and subscribe our channel to stay up to date with latest and greatest in the world of gaming. Thanks for watching.